Okay, I've got another clock order. So I've just mixed up, what have I got here? About 200 mils. Yep, roughly 200 mils of artist resin that I like to use from Harry and Wilma, which is this one. Okay, it's a 1-to-1 by weight. It's a nice resin. Okay, I'm just going to tip this in here gently. There's a little bit of dust. So this mould holds a litre. And we're all in. I actually sit this resin in the A cup and the B cup in some warm water before I mix it. I just find it makes it easier to mix. You're not stirring as long, get less bubbles, in theory. Okay, let's get that out of the road. I've got to order myself some more silicone mixing sticks. Don't put an order in, I forget to order them. I murdered the other two. Okay, and I'm going to show you, I've already taken a photo of a bit of a layout that I'm going to do with the photos. But I'll come back in a second. I'll just move this out of the road and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, these are the photos that I have for the clock, and I thought I would, here's my little stick here, put some UV resin on them and try and add a few little flowers on the photos if possible. I'm just going to do a little reshuffle here for a minute. And this one. Okay. And I've got a box just here that I just keep for little flowers. I'll see what I can do with them. And the mirror. Okay, the battery just went flat on me. I don't know. Okay, back to what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to go around and put some UV resin on these. I've got my printer working better too. Thank heavens for that. I didn't really have the money to buy a new one. So then I might use the lid. This thing's over it. Just going to see what this looks like. Just going to cut some tiny little flowers. Try and set Might be a bit big. Got another little bit here. Oh. Come on, get on there. There's my other tweezers. I thought this might look nice if I kind of went around a few of them. So you can see I'm not putting my light on them straight away, because I'm just letting them level out a little bit so I don't get these things make a few lines. So I just want them to go over. I couldn't find my magnifying glass. I've put it in a safe place. It's just this wants to pull to the centre a bit. So I'm just going to do these ones so you can see what I'm doing. So if you're working with UV resin, do not make your layers too thick. You just run into a drama. One of the little coloured flowers have I got in here? These are just things that I've dried myself. I put them in silicone gel. Sorry, I was just trying to think what it was called. I think me and Daniel Cooper are suffering from the same thing. He gets his words mixed up too. I'm pleased I'm not the only one. He does some good stuff. He's a very experimental person. Get down, come on, without picking up the rest of them. Thank you. Get off his face. You have to talk to your resin. It's part of the game. Oh, get off. This requires patience. That or a beer, one or the other. Or a glass of wine. I don't drink wine. Makes me silly. As if I'm not silly enough. Okay, what else can we put on there? Get off. Oh, that one's pretty. Let's get another bit. Oh, chasing it around. Okay, let's see what damage I can do to this bottom one. I'm doing the 3 on this side so I can put my light over them. Off the edge, please, thank you. So I'm just kind of looking along. These ones look like they've leveled out. This one hasn't yet, of course. But it will. I'm just kind of looking. Now I've got little bits of resin on my gloves. The flowers are sticking to me. Get off. Go back. Bit big. These are just nail scissors I'm using here. So as you can see, trying to get your money back in labour is like really hard. You know, when you're doing things like this. Now this lady has ordered 3 clocks off me, so I can't be like charging like a wounded buffalo. No, don't want that in there. Get back. I just want to make them just that little bit more decorative. Get on there, come on. I might just leave that. I think they've got enough on them. Sometimes you just, more is less and you OD. I've got a bad problem with ODing. So I'm just going to put my light on these and I will come back to you. So I'm hoping, let's see if I can just lift this up a little bit so I'm a bit closer. So you can see what I've done. I hope this is not going to go blurry on me, which usually what happens. I've moved the camera again. I've never been able to quite get it right. Feel free to pop around and help me. Okay, rightio. I'm just leaving that as is and I will come back. Okay, what happened here was, as soon as I hit them with the UV light, they started to curl. Now, if you've seen the last 2 clocks I didn't have that problem. But I have used photo paper for these ones and not just the better quality printing paper. So I'm thinking that's the problem. So I'm going to take these ones out, side, and seal them. We'll see how we go. I'll be back again. Okay, the resin's getting tacky enough. So what I want to do is hang a couple of photos on the side. Just making sure I'm the right way up. Oh, heavens above. I've got to take the lid off. Alright, let's get me a bit of fishing line back again. It's that bloody thing, you can't see it. Okay. I'm just putting a dab on and then just hitting it with the light. I'll do this to the next 2 as well, and I'm going to mix up some resin so we'll be right to roll, in theory. Get out of there. I was going to do 3 photos, but the third one I was going to use, it's not going to fit. Okay, we're back in a minute. Okay, I've got about 200 mils. There's roughly 200 mils in there. So I've used about 400 mils so far. So these are my photos. Okay, so I'm just going to put some in. Pour gently, so to try and reduce the bubble issue. Okay, so I've still got some there. Now, I did a bit of a photo layout, took a photo, as I always do. So that's it there. So I know that the photos fit, so I'm not stuffing around. Okay, tweezers. So I like to dip because it helps with bubbles. This one, oh, trying to twist myself around. Come on, no bubbles please. Don't forget, if you talk to your resin, it all helps. It's like talking to the plants. Get under. Stay there. Do have a few little bubbles coming up. So I'll have to come to the surface. Come on, the camera's going out. Now this one, because it's got a bit of a curve on it, I do expect bubbles under it. Please be kind. Just all check to make sure I put these all the right way up. Right. So this one I was going to put up the side, but I don't think it's going to, and it's too big. I don't think it's going to fit. I might do. Let's give it a shot. I'm actually going to have to lift this up, because I can't see through this. That's a pain. So I could see through the other stuff. Just want to make sure. You know, I've made them all float around. Oh God, go back down. So the only way I can check is physically lift them up. Goodness gracious, Vicky. I've already had that bad experience where one floated and turned around on me. I'm pretty sure this one's right. Get up. Yep. So if there wasn't air bubbles there before, there is now. Okay. Please don't move around on me. So, now I've got to get these little ones in. Same deal. Make sure you're putting them up the right way. Get off. I think I'm going to have to do this without the gloves on because they're sticky. Well, I'm sticky. Paddle pop thing. And I've done it. Fair income. So this little file was going to go sideways. It needs to go that way. That way, don't you, mate? But I just need to fix that. Photos are floating. get down. Sorry, I know this is slowing the video down. And there you can see the photos floating too. Okay, so do the dog right. Far out, Vicky. What are you thinking? Who would know? Oh my God. I'll hit the off button in a second just while I fix these up. I'm thinking the other dog's wrong too. So when you're doing this, not only do you have to think upside down and back to front, but you've got to think sideways as well. My brain's just not working that well today. Okay, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright, I've got 2 sideways photos in, up the sides. I'm not, I was going to do 3, but 3's, I decided to change my mind. I'm just trying to get this one to go straight. Come on. I think it just wants to be crooked. So I've got some resin left. Hopefully all these things don't move around too much. No floating. Okay, got a bit of floating going on. I've just got to move them back to where they're supposed to be. Stay there. Oh mate, this is a little fella. Don't you fall in. Okay, I'm going to have to keep an eye on this. We've got a naughty dog that just doesn't want to stay where it's told. A couple little bits of flour that's come off. I'm going to chase around. Anyway, I'll be back with the next section. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, I've got roughly 500 mils mixed up. Got a lot of micro bubbles in there. I hope they come to the surface. I'm not liking the look of it. So I've used about 400 mils this whole liter. So I'm hoping I have a bit less than what I really want, because I'm going to add flowers, and in case they float, I can do another coat on the back. So I'm just going to tip some in. I'll get a layer. Oh, come on. Let's get another piece. Okay. So I've got these pretty little things. This is why I had the paper sitting here. I have sealed these just with a bit of gloss sealer, nothing flash. I don't want those ones that way. So by dipping them in the resin, it does definitely help with bubbles. So these flowers definitely want to make lots of bubbles. And I've got some leaves. I might leave those just for a minute. So all these things that I'm using here are preserved, and you can buy them online. Just type in preserved flowers and all sorts of things pop up. Try and buy them locally if you can, whatever country you're in. So I don't think some countries like you shipping in flowers, whether they're dried or not, because they might still contain seeds, or and they don't know what's got seeds and what hasn't, so they have to do what they think's the best thing, and you might lose your stuff. Oh, I'm back. Right, a little bit more of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. And I'm going to add a bit more resin and see what wants to wriggle around on me. Probably everything. And I've got some little white flowers over here as well. These have been sitting up to next to something purple, and the dye's run. By the looks of that, I might resin all over my gloves. A bit of pink on it. Okay, I'm just going to dip in a bit more resin. Steadily. So see how everything's floating and moving? What I'll do, I'm going to add quite a bit I think, and then try to push everything back. Right, let's see what I can do. I'm back. Just move that before I knock it over. This is where you just have to be a little bit patient and a little bit of delicate work. And I think we all get a bit impatient from time to time. I've got these little bubbles coming up that I can see. Just move that out of the road for a minute. Now, these are dried apple leaves, by the way. These things here. And the little white flowers, they're dried and preserved sea holly. They do shrink a bit. Hope this looks as pretty as I think it will. Okay. I'm just going to tip this in, and hopefully I don't go too ballistic, because I want to leave enough room, because I know some of these things are just going to float, for another coat, in case I have to do a bit of clipping. Anybody that's seen some of my other Duke balls, you will see where things have floated up and I've had to clip them off before the last coat goes in. So, that's pretty good. I'm thinking another 100ml later, and this is really super tacky. Hopefully all the air bubbles come to the surface for me. Okay. Get under, stay under, behave yourselves. No air bubbles. But I bet, I can guarantee, I've got some under these flowers in those photos, for sure. Even though you try hard. Okay, I'll be back again with the last little pour, which won't be much. And I'll just try and keep an eye on this. Doing a pop-up shop tomorrow, so I've got to go and get some gear ready. Most of it's already organised. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to cool down, because it's quite warm over here. I think it's 37 or 38 today, degrees Celsius. And if I put melts and candles and stuff in my ute now, they'll definitely be melted by the time I get there tomorrow. Okay, talk to you guys later. Thumbs up if you're liking this, please. See ya. Bye. Okay, it's time to get this out of the mould. I've put a little bit of soapy water down the sides there. Got a cloth. Now the pops. Well, got some bubbles. Flowers are looking good. So, bit of sanding to do. If you're doing these clocks, do your sanding first, because the clock face is higher and it makes it a bit awkward. You might break your clock face. So I'm going to do the sanding first, and then I'll pop the clock face in. Okay guys, it won't be long. Okay, with these little clips, there's little places that they push down into, like these bits here. And the spiky bit goes on the inside so it catches, and then you just push it in. So these ones, I've got 3 clips, must be a spare, because there isn't any more things for it to flip into. So for those that are not familiar with Roman numerals, the X with the 2 ones is 12 o'clock. Okay, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4. The V is 5 o'clock. V plus 1 is 6, so on and so forth. Up to 10 o'clock, then it's 10 plus the X plus 1 is 11, up to the 12 o'clock. Okay, so make sure you're putting it in the right way up, which I'm just about to do. So we go this way. Just make sure you're square and push it down. Okay, I'm a tad off angle, not by much. So I'll just pop that out and fix it, but that's your clock. Okay, thumbs up people if you like it. Please leave a comment. Talk to you later. Bye for now.